Hey, what do you say? This is episode 160 of the Run In Podcast. My son said, keep it going to 169 when I told him that. My name's Tommy Paradise.
It's showtime, folks. It's your boy DJ right here in Tommy's Inglewood. And what does your son know about the number 69?
You know what's funny is I always say that. I'm like, well, what does that mean? Like I always try to throw him off, and he goes, "Oh, it's a sexual position." I'm like, how did you know that?
I beg your pardon.
Yeah. Oh man. A bunch of my teacher friends actually have said in the past, they've said like, you know, when they tell middle school kids like what page to go to go to on a book or in a story or whatever, they avoid 69. They'll go to page 70 and then turn one back because they don't want to deal with the giggling and shit from the kids. But man,
or even I called bingo for a little while. Every time 69 comes up, the whole crowd cheers.
So even with trivia, if it's not super busy, like if I have a handful of teams and I can manage it well, I will offer an extra 10-point bonus if you raise your hand when you get 69 and yell out that you got 69 just to be dumb. So I don't know where my kid gets this stuff, but you know.
I don't know where my kid gets it.
I don't know why my kid acts a fool, and here I am acting a fool. But
yeah.
What's good, DJ? Ready for Christmas?
Yeah, I'm ready for Christmas. I'm gonna be with my Latin queen there, Athena, in the Bay Area. We're gonna spend Christmas together.
Nice. Yeah, we're hosting Christmas Eve and Connecticut. Damn Connecticut Department of Education. We are hosting Christmas Eve and Christmas Day as well. So it's not a ton of people, but it's hectic enough.
Yeah, so, you're going 48 hours.
Yeah, and the kid has a hockey game on the 23rd on Festivus, so like about an hour away. And it's like, why do we have a game this night? What are we doing here? But,
yeah, what the heck?
Shopping's done. I ordered him one thing last night that hopefully will be here before then. And I'm actually waiting on a couple of things to ship that I knew weren't going to ship probably in time for Christmas. You know, you're checking out and they're like, oh, your thing's going to be late or past the 25th. And I feel like sometimes they just say that, but this time I think it's actually true, man. I think that we're not getting one of his gifts before Christmas.
Crap.
So. But yeah, whatever. He'll live. He's got plenty of stuff to open.
Right.
So
it's not the main thing, right?
Right. Do you do Athena do gifts?
I don't know that we are this time.
Like physical gifts, not, you know.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. No, I think this time we're just like, because you know, there's a hot take kid. You know, we know like stuff has just been crazy this year, and you know, so it was, and you know, we're distance relationship here, so just even being in the same place at this point, like that's damn near enough of a gift. I'm pretty sure we'll go to the movies.
Yeah.
Trying to talk her into going to see the Iron Claw with me.
Oh.
I don't know, like she might want to see something else, but I'm trying. No, it's really dramatic, you know. It's not just about the wrestling.
That's funny. I have a plan next week to go see a couple of my buddies, and I was going to say to the wife, like, hey, do you want to come with me? You want to come with us? One of our buddies' girlfriends who she hasn't met yet, might be going, and like there's this new pizza place near the theater that's supposed to be super good. So,
yep.
But we'll see what happens.
Done shopping.
Yeah, somebody's done shopping, but I don't know who it is because they didn't click on the link. Yeah. So anyway, Run In Podcast, episode 160, brought to you by Figure Collections. The Headbangers are in. I got mine right here, but I haven't opened them yet. I'm going to do an unboxing.
All right.
I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. I was sick this past week. I'm going to tell a story here while we wait for a few more people to jump on because we are recording live here. But if you guys have not gotten your Headbangers yet, shop.figurecollections.com. Grab them. Use the code 10%, or use the code RUNIN to save 10%. Yeah, I was sick all weekend. I went to urgent care, which was a huge
Damn.
mistake. But my wife's like, we were going to the Bruins with my son and one of his friends last night for his birthday, and my dad. She's like, it's better for you to get antibiotics, get it in your system. I thought I had a sinus infection. So she's like, go to urgent care, try to get some antibiotics before the weekend's over, and the sooner they get into your body, the sooner the better. So I make an appointment with urgent care, dude. I was there 3 hours total. I waited 2 hours to get seen, to get into a room. And then I waited another hour while I was in the room. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? And then it was closing time. It was getting close to closing time. There was 2 people that went in after me, 2 people that were in the waiting room after me. They were super short staffed, which I do have patience for. I know it's 2023 here.
And holiday season.
Exactly. Everybody's sick. I figured it was going to be busy. So they give me a COVID test. I wait an hour. I stick my head out because they turned the radio on, or turned the radio off, I should say. I stick my head out. I'm like, any idea how much longer it's going to be? I actually was really just sticking my head out just to make sure they didn't leave. And they're like, yeah, your COVID test came back positive.
Oh,
Like, what? In my mind, I'm just like, no, there's no way. And I'm not like this anti-COVID person or anything like that, but I'm just like, there's no way.
Right.
I have no COVID symptoms. I haven't been around anybody with COVID. There's no way. I have a sinus infection. The pain is in my face. There is every color of the rainbow is coming out of my nose right now. Sore throat, headache.
Taste the rainbow.
Yeah, I have a sinus infection. I know what's happening. Just fucking give me antibiotics. No, you have COVID. So I left. I went home and I took Sudafed. I felt better in the morning. And I took a home COVID test. Negative. And then my wife was a little nervous because our COVID test had expired. She wasn't sure if ours were part of the ones that they extended the expiration date on. So she went out and got some new ones in the morning. Negative. No COVID. So then I'm talking at trivia to one of my regulars, and I'm telling him what happened or whatever. And she's like, yeah, my brother, the same thing. He went to urgent care. They told him him and 3 of his friends had the same thing happen. Told him he had COVID just to get rid of him. What are we doing, people?
Yeah, but that's what it sounds like. Hey, so you just go home and sleep it off, basically.
Apparently telling me I have COVID and just telling me to go home and take Advil and Benadryl is better than or easier than writing me a prescription for prescription strength Sudafed. Whatever. But I'm feeling better now. Went to the Bruins. Everybody seems to be getting sick right now. But yeah. So end of story time. We promised you guys a huge announcement this week. We'll get to that later. Let's get into in the ring. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to keep you guys waiting. It's late on the Eastern Seaboard here. It's late. So the big announcement is next time refuse the test. It's pointless. And it's $100 through chart. Oh, I did not know that. I told them that I took one at home, which I did not. I lied to them because I knew I didn't have COVID.
Right.
That I told them that I took one at home and it came back negative. I told them the night before, but that's good to know. All right, so big announcement time. We don't have a drum roll, but we do have this noise that I do love using lately. We have this. Nope, not that. This. All right. Oh, I'm what's the word? I'm procrastinating here.
Yeah.
The big announcement is this is the last episode of the Run-In podcast, guys. I'm sorry. DJ, sorry. But I think both of us, to be honest, are just a little burned out from watching wrestling every single day, every single week. I feel like we've done a lot. I feel like we're somebody put what the fuck. Hold on, we'll get to the
I knew that was coming.
we knew that was coming. Listen, this was not a decision me and DJ made lightly or easily. Just
we're not throwing, neither one of us are throwing anybody through a barbershop window.
Exactly.
That's not happening either.
Exactly. So it's a lot to put a podcast together. Once a week, you got to commit to at least 2 hours of recording, or hour and a half of recording, I'd say. And then there's editing, there's the social media aspect, there's trying to throw stuff up on YouTube. There is so many elements that probably nobody thinks about until you actually do it if you want it to succeed. And honestly, me personally, I'm burnt out from watching so much wrestling. Like, I don't want to have to watch AEW every week just to shit on it. Like, I don't want, like, it's tough right now. There's like literally Raw's good, but there's not a lot happening, and it's hard to figure out stuff to talk about every week when that's happening. So we tried taking the break last year, and that worked, I think, for very well for both of us. I think it's just time. I think we've run our course. I think it's just time to try something not to try something new here. So oh, look at this. Thank you, Running. I like that.
Oh, hashtag thank you, Running.
Oh, Chad's the one that said WTF.
Oh yeah, so that makes sense. Like he's though. In fact, there's two of our biggest fans there.
Chris is says it's another full-time job. He knows because he has the WrestleGeddon podcast. So here's the next shoe to drop. All right. So that's one shoe that drops. No more run-in podcast. However, the Instagram page is going to stay alive. There you go. Look at that, Chris. The Instagram page is going to, I have mine downstairs, actually. I forgot all about that. The Instagram page is going to stay alive. That's going to be, we'll put memes up. We'll put Toei news up. Also 10% off at Wrestling Collector Shop is still going to be alive. For using Run 10 and Run In Pod. I don't have my notes in front of me. We're totally just winging this episode. I don't have my notes in front of me. Whatever the code is for free shipping, over $50, that still is in existence as well. So next shoe to drop. I am not done podcasting. I'm not getting out of the podcast world, and neither is DJ. We are going to still be around. We have a great inner circle of brothers.
Yep.
That are very supportive of this decision. And without them, obviously, we'd probably still be going because there'd be no other option. DJ is going to join the call up with Kenny. And I am going to join Nick and Phil on the Fig Cave, which I am very excited about. My passion for wrestling figures is back.
Yeah, it is.
As you can see from the pile behind me. But also, like, just to for there to be more than one of us. And to be honest, DJ knows this. I'm not hiding anything. I did most of the work, and that's just because the way I am. Like, I wanted it to sound a certain way. I wanted to do certain things. So I grabbed the bull by the horns. I was like, I'll take care of this, this, and this. And in the end, I think I burnt myself out a little bit.
He's a sound perfectionist.
Yeah, exactly.
But we sound great though. Like
right. The Fig Cave will sound better soon. But to be honest with you, I'm really looking forward to the opportunity of joining Phil and Nick. They are two people that I literally talk to every day in a group chat, of just the three of us. We hung out this summer in person and like really just hit it off. And it's just, I think the timing's right to jump in and do this with them. And I know you're looking forward to joining in with Kenny. I've been talking for a long time about this whole thing, DJ. So now it's your turn.
That's funny. Yeah. So now we're going to have the Inglewood Harlem Heat going on in the call up. Let's see. Like, wow. Now let's see how the picks go. When we do the PLEs. But yeah, no, this was great. A lot like you'll see us have more words with you on our posts, but you can say, I'm going to say everything I have in mind anyway. The post is just for people that haven't listened or don't know what's going on. So if you want to share what you said in that post, go for it, man. So it's just like, I mean, a lot of for those of you that don't know, like I went through a lot of life changes during this podcast. Don't know if I said them all, like, cause I kind of shoot, I'm just kind of shooting here. Like people that do podcasts know that you don't necessarily know everything that comes out of your mouth, but
yeah.
But divorce, I've moved a few times, got a new girlfriend now. Stuff going, like, I'm not, like, I'm kind of having a hard time right now. as probably some of us are as well. Like I can, if you look at the numbers, things are not that great here, are they? But this is why we everybody, like all these figures and stuff behind me. Like the reason why we like these stories is we've seen these people get beat down and then they got back up. So we ain't going nowhere. Like this is just, we're just literally just, changing factions, if you will. And like I said, this isn't like, we ain't the Rockers. We're the Blade Runners. So if you remember what happened to the tag team, the Blade Runners, like if you see the arcs of those careers, like you see that nobody was, nobody's a Marty Jannetty here, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So so just stay, don't go nowhere. Like you said, Patreon, or if you're a Patreon with us, if you're in the Fig Cave, don't go nowheres. We're not going nowheres. So just this show
going nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to bring your attention to, guys. If you're listening, or the ones that are listening or listening live here on YouTube and Twitch and in the Facebook group, the Fig Cave Facebook group obviously staying where it is. The Patreon is going to move over to, by the end of the year, it'll move over to be the Fig Cave Patreon. Me, Nick, and Phil are going to figure out a time to meet and talk about what we want to do for, the benefits and things like that. So we'll get that all squared away sooner than later. Please just give us, holidays are happening, New Year's, getting into a new routine and everything with the new podcast or the new host on the podcast. And so give us some time, but we'll definitely get that taken care of sooner than later. I know me and Phil have already talked about doing some bonus shows where I'm going to watch, the fuck am I going to watch? Oh, Game of Thrones. He's got a couple of guests lined up to do his movie podcast that he wanted to do. Pizza party every month at Phil's house for Patreon members. That's true. I'm going to keep my quota of going to Maryland at least once a year to make that happen. But yeah, it's
episode 99 is still.
Oh yeah, this is Chad Miller saying, honestly, thank you guys for everything. Episode 99. No, this has been a great 3+ years. I'll say this in the post you guys see from us that DJ was alluding to. Me and DJ did not know each other when we started this podcast. Nope. We were in a mutual Facebook group, and I bought a Razor Ramon Hasbro figure off of DJ. And within 6 months, he was flying out here to hang out, and me, him, Kenny. Who else was that? Oh, Carlos Mendez. He was with us as well. Went to a Heroes Hideout convention in Albany, and had a blast. So, like, out of all of this, obviously we've created a great community with the Fig Cave and everybody in the Facebook group. And but obviously a real friendship between DJ and myself has come out of this. But also Chad Miller, I talk to him quite a bit every day. Obviously we have our inner circle. The guys over at J&J Figures, I'm literally talking to Jimmy, which I still don't know if he's young Jay or old Jay, but talking to him almost every day about stuff. And it's been a great ride. Definitely stay tuned for the Patreon. That's gonna still be what it is. Again, the Wrestling Collector Shop code is still in existence. That's not going anywhere. Shop.figurecollections.com. You can use the code FIGCAVE for 10% off, or run 10 for 10% off. Homage, we still got to figure that all out, but J&J is on board as well. They knew this was going to happen. So we gave them a heads up, and they're going to still give a 15% off for the Patreon and everything like that. So hopefully nobody's mad at us. We'll still be together here and there. Phil says excited to have you join the team, Tom, and excited to listen to DJ and Kenny every week. So thank you guys, obviously, for the support for the 3+ years. It's really been honestly a great ride. Shout out to Steve at Mattel, who's been a great partner.
Man, he freaking got inside Mattel.
Yeah, I got to go to Mattel WrestleMania.
Who would have? There's no way we started this and thought something like
exactly
get invited to something like that.
Exactly. So I mean, yeah, we had on the Blue Meanie, we had on VSK, we had a ton of great guests on, great partnerships, everything. Like I've got nothing but good things to say about this this run. Like I said, man, I just burnt out from watching wrestling. I just feel like I'm out of ideas, need to try something new, and sometimes there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you just need to hit the reset button. So I'd rather do that and go out kind of on a high note here than just kind of have it fade into oblivion. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. No, we don't want to jump the shark. Leave them wanting more, and then but yeah, no, it's all good. Everything is gonna be all right. We're gonna still be on the air. No worries. Like
Yeah.
I think it's all good. You guys stay with keep what now you got 2 shows that you're listening to.
Well, you should have been listening to those shows anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe like now we're just kind of we're actually helping you out. Like now,
So I was actually going to tell Phil and Nick, me joining their show actually hurts them because, well, on so many sponsors, so many reasons. But one of them is because I won't be listening now because I'm on it, so I don't need to listen. I listen occasionally to see what our audio sounds like, but other than that. You guys are actually losing a listener, but no. Yeah, Blitzkrieg Pro, we had a great relationship with them. That's going to continue. Actually, Fig Cave's already on board to sponsor their show at the end of the year. So yeah, it really is a good thing. It's like I said, nobody, like you said, man, nobody's throwing anybody through a barbershop window or anything like that. So I guess we still have, this is only 25 minutes into the show. If you guys are listening and watching live, you want to throw some questions out there.
Questions.
We could answer them for you. We could talk. Man, it sucks that Chelsea Green and Piper Nevin no longer have the tag titles.
All right, we can play Truth or Dare. Or...
I like to speak to a manager about that.
Yeah,
about them not having the tag titles. But can talk about how sour I am on AEW right now. How I'm not even like interested in seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
By the way, the amount of people who are like, I love that you used the Tony Khan image as your big announcement for your big announcement graphic through DMs and things like that. People love that idea. So that'll carry over to the Fig Cave as well.
No,
there was
guys get new figs and you put Tony Khan up there.
There was some new Fig news this week. We can touch on that here. I'm on Fig Heel's page. Mint on card studio shots of AEW Unmatched 8, the Chase Punk and the rare Brody King.
Punk.
What's that?
Another Punk.
More Punks, man. These don't look great. Some of these Brody King, Penta, and Malachi Black look good. The CM Punks do not look good. These are available over on Ringside Collectibles, and you can use the code FIGCAVE to save 10%. But yeah, these do not look great. I'll put them up on the screen if you guys want, if you guys haven't seen them yet. Good question here. We'll get to the questions here in just a second, but I don't want to get sidetracked. I do get sidetracked.
Stack them up though, guys. We will answer these questions.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and stack them up.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Share screen. There we go. And then let me move this over here so I can see myself. There we go. All right. Kind of a fuzzy picture, but there's your buddy Matthews. There's your Malachi Black.
All right.
There's your Brody King. There's your Penta. There's the CM Punks. I don't know what it is. They do not.
It's supposed to be the ROH.
Good. Yeah, these pictures are very fuzzy too for them to have the Ringside Collectibles.
Well, and it looks like they put the head like way up in the packaging.
Yeah. These I know you're not supposed to judge these by these pictures, but like they look so weird.
Yeah.
But this is one I'm excited about though. This is the Chase Ultimate Yokozuna. He does look a little skinny on top, but I'm gonna keep him with the robe on, and he looks great with the robe on. But I don't want the Chase.
Probably pretty bottom heavy. That's probably pretty good.
But like this picture especially, I feel like he looks really thin up top.
I gotta look at a picture again, but yeah, it does, like with the robe though, it does look more complete. I will say that.
I don't remember him with the red and white, whatever you call that, Komodo. And that's not a Komodo. I don't know what you call that, but
It was probably from some event, like probably like a WrestleMania or something.
Yeah, but I like the red and black. I'm gonna go with the red and black. That's just the regular. So I'll
All right.
pre-order that because Target seems to have gotten their shit together with the pre-orders. We got Ichiban Hogan. This is the chase. Believe it or not, this is a pass for me. This is too early for me. This is before I was born, I believe. So, or as I was being born. That was the yeah, that was the chase. This is the regular. I mean, they're pretty much the same, just a little bit of a color difference. Captain Lou. I may be grabbing Captain Lou. Captain Lou looks great.
You can put him with your Samoans.
That's right. Oh, that's true. I'll definitely be grabbing Captain Lou then. He looks great. The Sultan.
I had that shirt when I was a kid.
The Sultan, I don't know. Something about this doesn't look great to me. These are Legend Series 22, by the way.
Either. Yep. Yeah, I wasn't a big Sultan guy.
No, but part of me is like, oh, this would be great for like my new gen collection, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm kind of disappointed in this too. This is just filling a spot. Legends 22, Muhammad Ali.
Well, I guess it's one I can open.
Right. Well, yeah, you just charged us $75 for Muhammad Ali, 2 Muhammad Ali's, and now you want to tell us this one. I'm out. This is cool. Diamond Collection pre-order December 21st, 9 p.m. Eastern, $55 for Kerry Von Erich, Power Town special edition. Speaking of Power Town, they announced that they signed a deal with TNA. They're going to be making the figures for TNA. So,
well, look at that.
All right, let's get to some of these questions here.
All right.
That was your quick figure news here. I got to move this back over.
We're kind of glancing over the show on this one.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that Punk, but that face sculpt, woof, from Chris Matthews. I agree. All right, let's start with some questions here. DJ, are you going to be a knucklehead since you're joining up with Kenny? I think you have to earn that knucklehead title.
I'm about to say I will let, like, I'm not going to just barge in there and take the like if they I want to earn my way.
Yeah.
So I'd rather that, and that's more fun. It's more fun that way.
Absolutely.
So I'll probably so the answer is maybe eventually, but let me earn my way in there. I'm not gonna just call myself that.
That's right. Carlos, he says, when you coming back to NYC? I don't know, man. I don't love New York City. I'll be honest. I don't love it there. I love you, but I don't love it.
I like visiting you. Yeah, you and Kenny made it really fun. So you know, like I'm with Tommy here. Like I'd love to. If we can arrange some time for friends, like, you know, like you said. So yeah. So no, it's not out of the question at all.
Question for you, Carlos. Since you're so close, are you going to WrestleMania? Alan Day, who we have to thank because he has made a ton of graphics for us.
Yes, sir.
He's been a real cog in the wheel. That's the right phrasing, right? Cog in the wheel is a good thing, right? I think so.
Yes.
He said, I thought you boys were signing Dolph Ziggler. Not the announcement I was expecting, but completely understandable. Thank you, boys. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you for listening. Always retweeting our posts and things like that. And, of course, making graphics for us. We really do appreciate it, man.
Yeah. The graphic designer that put nothing on his.
Yeah.
Come on, Al.
I'll show you guys around the real New York City. Carlos says, I don't, from the videos that Kenny sends us of like the subway and stuff, I don't think I want to see the real New York City. I think I'm good with just tourist New York City. Again, I don't love New York City. This is Chad Miller, even though it says Facebook user. I only know that because he said, when are you coming to Louisiana, eat some crawfish? Dude, I will, I was thinking if the Patriots play the Saints, I would love to make a weekend out of it and go to New Orleans.
I think that would be fun. As long as you guys keep Derek Carr away from me, then yeah.
And then Carlos said WrestleMania's TBD, but I guess if you guys don't have any questions, we'll wrap it up and it'll be the shortest episode ever of the Run-In Podcast. You got any weekly purchases?
Oh, real quick. So I just wanted so it looks like TNT figured out like that. Looks like that Chase figure is the debut, according to TNT there.
Yeah.
And then Carlos, go ahead and if you want to come on over, I'm a pretty good host of LA. And then I had like actually some friends actually, they kind of bought me some stuff. Like they just being like they knew I was going through some stuff, and they was like, hey, we want to get you some stuff for Christmas. So, and they had me like, we went to dinner and they had me open it already. So I guess I can count that.
Yeah, absolutely. Any good wrestling stuff or just random
No,
stuff?
I got 2 PS5 games. I got Assassin's Creed Mirage and Mortal Kombat 11.
Nice. And you guys can follow
I can
Kenny
beat the
on,
heck
I
out
mean
of people
Kenny.
for my own.
You can follow DJ on Twitch, Fig Night 27.
Working a piece for Von Wagner.
Alan Day, yes. Sorry, no graphic here. Actually working a piece for Von
I'm just
Wagner.
giving you crap. Don't worry about it. You don't like your shit's so dope. You don't need one.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll be hitting you up on the Fig Cave.
Right.
I got so from Phil, I got Ultimate Warrior Superstars.
All right.
Which this was a piece that I was like, don't know what you got till it's gone. I really regretted selling this, especially since like I have, like, as you guys know, I have Hogan, Macho, Brett. Like I have a collection of them. Warrior's one of them, and I have the Macho and the Hogan Superstars. So I was like, I gotta have the Warrior.
No, I really like that one. That's a good. I like that particular Superstar. They did well.
This came today. I was actually very excited. I have never been this excited for a basic. The Hulk Hogan Basic Series 142 came today. Face value on face value. Retail on Amazon $11.99, and nice. Yeah, just needed them to ship it. It took them a little while to ship it, but I can't wait to rip this open and see how good the new articulation is on the basics.
Yep. That's true.
So stay tuned for that.
I call it the Venice Beach Hogan. Like that's every time they would have video ads and
like
at him Venice Beach.
When he's working out with Mean Gene.
Yes.
And then another piece that I regretted selling that I got back, Ultimate Warrior Hall of Fame. Yes. This is from, I believe, SummerSlam 1990 when he fought Rick Rude in the blue steel cage. And like I have vivid memories of that, of watching that on pay-per-view at home while my parents were like having some kind of summer party. And I was just in the living room eating chips, watching this thing. And I remember.
And he does the hip rotation before he drops to the floor to win the match.
Yep. Pulls his pants down. I remember that like vividly as a kid too, because I was like, that man's ass is on TV. But this came from Jarek Miller. We did a trade. I had a couple of Usos figures that I traded him for this. So I usually don't do trades. I get really nervous about them, but shout out to them. And of course, as I mentioned, I did get the headbangers. I got the variant 250, one of 250 variant from Figure Collections that came today as well. So one more thing coming tomorrow that we actually talked on the podcast about, but I'm going to do a tease here. You have to listen to Fig Cave this week to find out what it was. So if you missed it, big announcement is
the lead in.
Yeah, exactly. Tune in late here live. The big announcement is that the Run-In podcast is no more. This is the last episode of the Run-In podcast. But as I said, the Instagram page will still live.
160 episodes. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, so I'll just read my statement here that I have. That and if DJ, you want to read yours after I read mine here. These are going to be posted on social media. We kind of each came up with like a little something. I think it's just easier to read it than try to come up with stuff off the top of my head. And then we'll wrap things up here. But man, oh man, where to even begin? When this started 3+ years ago, me and DJ didn't even know each other. We've grown a friendship and a brand at the same time, which I think is pretty damn cool. Never imagined that it would turn into what it was, from WrestleMania to hanging out at Mattel to interviewing some of the coolest people in the toy industry, wrestling industry, and beyond. Anybody know who our first guest was ever? Throw it in the comments if you know. It's been a wild ride. Thanks to our inner circle, obviously Mike, Kenny, Zach, Phil, now Nick. That you guys would give me that kick in the ass every time I needed it. Thank you to every sponsor or partner that we ever had. Figure Collections, Blitzkrieg Pro, Wrestling Collector Shop, Homage, J&J Figures, Buy Sell Trades, Toys, Raise Energy, remember them. The numerous pods that we've been on, Extra Cooler, for our OG logo, and Alan Day for making some wild visions that I had come to life. And lastly, we want to thank you guys, our loyal listeners, Patreons, and anyone who has supported the show and listened to my wild hatred for Goldberg, my on and off again relationship with AEW, and my wild weekly purchases. Cliche time. This isn't goodbye. It's see you in a few. Mad love to all of you guys. Really do appreciate where this podcast took us. So that's my little statement that'll be out on Instagram probably in the next couple days or so. But that's what, when I had time and I sat down and I thought about everything that this podcast, stands for and did and things like that. That's what I came up with. So DJ's got a little one too. So
I'm just gonna I kind of paraphrased it a little bit earlier. But it was just basically a big thank you for you guys to listen to our show. And there's a lot of stuff you could be listening to. There's you're on here live with us right now, right? Like you don't have to be here, and you're here. You saw us come up and you thought enough to click on us to come listen to this, and that means a lot. And that's basically why it was just giving a letter for you guys to know that this was really great, and this was almost like therapy, as well, and just like we were saying, we're not going anywhere. Like, don't worry, you're not losing us forever. We're still gonna bug you guys and still gonna be in your ear some kind of way. And then all of our sponsors too, like you said. Who would have thought? Homage. Are you kidding? We had Manscaped for a while.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Manscaped. Shit.
Yeah. Tickets. It's just like, what? So just stuff that has happened that it's like, wow, this really happened. So yeah. So that's we'll just keep it going on another vehicle. That's all.
Absolutely. Monster Mold Mike, which is Mike Landham. He's right. The guy from Retromania, Mike Hoffman, was our first guest ever. DLC still not out, by the way. Actually, I was thinking about that when I was coming up with my my little spiel there. I was like, oh yeah, he was our first guest.
Yeah,
and
I still got it on the game on my PS5.
I do too, and I haven't played it in a while. And I was like, and I have it on my kid's Switch too. And I'm like, man, where's all this download? Like where's Mr. Hughes and all the stuff they promised us? But it has not come yet. I don't know what the deal is. I haven't even seen any social media posts from them in a while, actually. So not to call them out, but yeah, it was
hopefully COVID hit a lot of small companies like that pretty bad. So hopefully that's not what happened, but I'm starting to suspect.
Yeah, I don't know, but still waiting to finish that damn story mode. You and Cody Rhodes, Chris. But yeah, man, this has been a great ride. I think we'll wrap it up here. We don't really, unless DJ, tell them what you're watching. What I'm watching. Let's see. You're going out on top too. He's pulled out his belt.
Oh man, this was just kind of laying around. I figured.
I feel like I was gonna sign my belt and just send it to Chad Miller. Say thanks for all the love, bro, and just send it to him. I'm like, does somebody really want something signed by me? I don't think so. So sorry, Chad. Oh, you can have it. It's an NWO big gold toy belt if you want it, really. But
yeah, even it'll be a good conversation piece. Who's Tommy Paradise? Yeah. You could tell the whole story of the legend of this show. Let's see, what am I watching? A lot. I'm kind of going all over the place, really. Because HBO has been so the show that I had that I couldn't get enough of was the Blue-Eyed Samurai on Netflix. It's a damn good show. So I definitely watched the hell out of that. When I pretty much went all the way through. So, and then of course, and then who's not watching all the sports? And,
I know.
Yeah.
I watched while I was sick, I watched Suicide Squad because that was on Netflix and I actually hadn't seen it yet.
Okay.
This is all right. And then I watched I finished up Wrestlers, which was really good.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. I thought the guy there that bought it, the goofy guy, the tall guy that everybody ends up hating, I thought he was going to end up being more of like a dickhead. But he actually ends up being kind of likable at the end.
Right. No, same.
Spoiler alert if you're
it's been out for a while.
If you haven't watched it. But it's I thought he was going to end up being more of a dick in the end, but Al Snow, man, like we tried to get him on the podcast. So
we did.
Story time. He actually responded to like one of our Instagram stories, and I was like, dude, we would love to have you on. And he was like, absolutely. Here's my email address. And we shot him an email, and he never responded. When I was talking with Blue Meanie, he was telling me about how him and Al are super close. And I tried to get Al to kind of push him a little bit, and he said he would. I don't know if he actually did or not, but never happened. Adam Baum we were supposed to have on too. Brian Clark, me and Brian Clark,
right.
This is another surreal thing that happened with this podcast.
Right.
Me and Adam Baum, Brian Clark, we're literally messaging each other like back and forth, like for weeks, every day, just shooting the shit, talking to each other. And as you guys know, if you listen to the podcast, he was like one of my favorites during the New Gen era.
Right.
So just to even be able to do that, we never obviously got him on. The timing never worked out with him traveling and stuff like that, unfortunately. But yeah, he was one of the guests that we tried to have on that just didn't end up panning out. So Sonny Ono too was another one that I was back and forth with for a little bit and just never ended up happening. So unfortunately, but I watched wrestlers. Trying to think of like what else, because I was sick this week, so I had a bunch of time to watch stuff. Oh, I've been watching the old Royal Rumbles. I feel like I know like 92 so well. I know 91, like who wins, but I don't remember like what happens or any of the other matches. So I dove into a few of those. So another
on YouTube, Cultaholic made three-part documentary on the golden age of WWF, and he goes over each pay-per-view in detail, like and leading up to it, and it's pretty good. Like it's actually like that was another thing I found myself watching. Like,
what's it called?
So it's on Cultaholic's page, and it's the golden age of WWF, and it's 3 parts. You won't miss it. Like the title page and everything, you will not miss it.
I'm gonna look that up.
And he went over like Vince buying, from Vince buying and everything. He goes into good detail on everything.
All right, guys. Again, thank you so much. We can't thank you enough. I mean, we can say thank you 1,000 times on here. It's not going to really change anything. You guys made doing this more fun than it was at times. Again, not anything DJ did or I did. It was just sometimes it's a grind, man.
A lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And to stay relevant and all that stuff. So we really do appreciate every one of you. If you've listened once, if you listened 1,000 times, if you're Chad Miller and you're our super fan, Chad Miller is I'm gonna go out and say it. Chad Miller is the biggest fan of the Run-In podcast of all time. He's going out on. He contributed the most through Patreon, which monetary may not count, but it certainly does count. But he was also always sharing, always posting about it and stuff like that. We always knew he was listening. So thank you guys. If you listened once or you were a Chad Miller, thank you guys so much. Again, it's not goodbye. It's seeing a few. Yep. And
shout out to TNT, honorable mention.
Oh yeah, we got to give some love to TNT. He was on almost every live stream. So we appreciate it in his
story every time he's listening to the show.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you guys. Remember, stay subscribed to the Patreon. It will become the Fig Cave Patreon, and we'll be doing stuff there, collabs on there with Kenny and DJ, and Mike will be back up on there as well. There is a Christmas episode on there right now where we draft all our Christmas movies. But definitely stay tuned. Looking forward to jumping on the Fig Cave. Any last words, Deej?
Just holidays coming up. Be safe. I don't want to hear no nonsense coming out of you guys as the holidays are coming up. And yeah, just stay with us. Stay
That's
put.
True.
Keep listening. Keep listening to our shows.
Support your local podcast, or not so local, I guess. But thank you guys.
Local as you can get.
Thank you guys so much. This is the last episode of the Run-In podcast, episode 160. My name is Tommy Paradise.
It's your boy DJ here in Tommy's Inglewood.
The champ. Look at him. Look, checking himself out in his belt. Fuck him. Fuck him. I'm just kidding. Love you guys. See you over on the Fig Cave. We out forever.